Jumpa kembali dalam Sudut Pandang, kali ini bersama saya Bayu Sugarda. Komisi Kebenaran dan Persahabatan KKP Indonesia Timor Leste dibentuk pada tahun 2005 lalu untuk menuntaskan kasus pelanggaran hak asasi manusia pada tragedi 1999. Kini KKP telah menyerahkan laporan akhirnya. Hasil itu diterima dengan baik oleh pemimpin kedua negara. Namun sejumlah rekomendasi mengundang kontroversi di publik. Antara lain masalah pertanggungjawaban individu yang diambil alih oleh negara dan masalah ganti rugi terhadap korban. Namun banyak juga yang menyambut baik rekomendasi itu untuk kebaikan hubungan kedua negara. Untuk mengetahui lebih jauh seputar hasil KKP dalam kesempatan ini, saya mengundang ke studio mantan Perdana Menteri Timor Leste Maria Alkatiri. Thank you for being here,
Thank you for
Mr. Maria Alkatiri. Per memoriam ad spem, from memory to hope.
Yeah.
That is what is said in the cover of the Truth and Friendship Commission's report. Do you agree?
surely, because we cannot really forget the past, but we need to really send a clear message to the people that we need to look forward. We need to look ahead and try to get those both countries, both people in a relation, a solid relation and friendships, to develop Timor Leste and to contribute for peace and stability in the region.
Is it enough to compensate for the suffering of victims of violence in 1999, especially in Timor Leste?
The biggest compensation for Timor Leste is the independence. We are fighting or struggling for 24 years to get in our independence. Collectively, we got it. Of course, there's still some individual problems that are very important. I don't say that, I cannot really deny it. But we need to look forward collectively too. As once we succeeded to resolve the collective problems of combating poverty, of strengthening democracy and rule of law in our both countries, and then I think it is another way to resolve the problems, individual problems.
Now, there are several investigating bodies that had looked into the incidents of violence in Timor Leste post-referendum in 1999, and one of the investigating body is the Commission of Truth and Reconciliation of Timor Leste. And I'm going to show you the data that they have on the death toll of the violence in 1999. It says they discovered that the death toll reaches 785 people have been murdered and disappeared in 1999. Now, there is no question that what happened in Timor-Leste in 1999 is a crime against humanity. But the real question would be, with the agreement that comes out of the recommendation of the Truth and Friendship Commission's report, is going to be enough for the families of victims in Timor-Leste? Because
we are passing through a process of democratization of our both countries. And it is a good signal when we have people to claim for their rights. It's a very good signal in a democratic countries. But as governments, as state institutions, we need to have to resolve the problems collectively, first of all. And then, of course, the recommendation is clear from the Commission, that devolve to both states to deal with the individual issues.
Now, Valintil is a military wing of Fretilin, your party.
Was until 1987.
And Valintil is fought the pro-integration militia, and you also are known as somebody that very against or anti-Indonesian. Now, why the change of heart?
No, I never been anti-Indonesian. I was anti the occupation of Timor-Leste by Suharto army. This is different things. I have a lot of relatives here that are Indonesians. My 4 or 5 sisters are married with Indonesian. I can't be anti-Indonesian. What I was during 24 years is against the occupation that we called at that time illegal occupation of our country. Indonesia fought for independence too against the Dutch, and they managed they succeeded in this struggle. This is really a repetition of the same lessons of how people think that they have the right to self-determination, and they fight for that independence. And I've never been against Indonesia. I always had a hope that the people of Timor-Leste and the people of Indonesia one day will become together as neighbors and as friends.
Okay, to get a clear picture of what the people of Timor-Leste feels about the outcome of the Truth and Friendship Commission's report, let's have a look at what they say.
Menurut saya seharusnya harus mengadili orang autor krim seperti general-general itu harus diadili supaya bisa masyarakat yang korban itu bisa terima.
Bisa menerima proses rekonsiliasi antara kedua negara. Kita bisa menerima asalkan para pelaku kejahatan itu melakukan pengakuan dosa ke publik.
Now, they are victims and families of victims of violence in 1999. Now, when you face with your supporters, the supporters of Fretilin...
Both are my supporters. I know them very well.
Okay. So, when you face with supporters of Fretilin that feels a different way with, compared to you when it comes to the findings of the Truth and Friendship Commission
This is democracy. There was really the idea...
What are you going to say to them? What are you going to say to victims of violence that their government decides to forgive what the Indonesian government had done on their behalf?
I made it clear. The past cannot... to forgive, yes, but not to forget. I made it clear many times. We cannot really forget the past. This is part of our history. History of the both countries and both people. And the only things that can be bring what they are claiming for justice is to strengthen rule of law in both countries and for the both people. It means that we need, at this stage of our developments, we need to do all possible action and acts to strengthen democracy and rule of law in both countries.
But the main question would be, is it enough to compensate the suffering of the people of Timor-Leste?
For the individual feelings, it's not
because
enough.
The real outcome of the Truth and Friendship recommendations would be the agreement between the two countries, between Indonesia and Timor-Leste. So the outcome has no, doesn't involve the indictment of individuals who directly involved.
The Commission was not a judicial body. It's mostly the Commission for Truth and to make a clear recommendation for friendships. This is clear. And what I think that the whole democratic process that is taking place in Indonesia and is taking place in Timor-Leste needed to be consolidated first. We need to consolidate democracy and rule of law in both countries.
We're going to continue with the discussion after this. Kami akan kembali dengan mantan Perdana Menteri Timor Leste, Alkatiri, setelah jeda berikut ini. Tetaplah bersama Sudut Pandang.